Well, hello there, stamping friends. This is Traci Raether from Plum Crazy Stamping. So happy to be here with you tonight on September 8th. This is my regular Facebook Live evening, and I thought we'd do a little bit for Halloween tonight. So let me go ahead, flip the camera down here, and we'll take a look at the card we're going to make together. So here we go. I'll be upside down for just a moment, and then you'll see my desktop. So let's take a look at this card. I can't wait to tell you about it, but we'll go ahead and, I think I'll just slide the ribbon off. You don't have to open it, you can slide it off. And then this is a fun fold. And I've used some designer series paper, a couple different kinds I'll tell you about, and a little glitter on here from the ribbon. Anyway, so there is our card for tonight. And let's see if this is straight. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to use this Frightfully Cute stamp set. It's a cling set, so I won't have to use the Pierce mat tonight when I'm doing my stamping, and this is in the mini catalog from July through December, so that's where you can find it. I'm not using the matching dies tonight, but there are really cute dies that go with this set. The spider web, the tree, I love this little owl, and there's a fence, and then there's a cat in this set that you can make sit on the fence. It really is adorable. So anyway, I'm not going to use those tonight, but I will be using those sometime soon. What I did use tonight was the rectangle stitched framelits. I think it was the 5th largest one to put my sentiment inside the card. And then as far as, let's go ahead and take a look at what we're going to need to make our card tonight. Let me get out all the pieces here. So I am going to use just regular Whisper White cardstock, and this is the normal card size for a medium envelope. So it's cut 8.5 by 5.5, and instead of doing the usual score right in the middle at 4 1/4, I actually scored 2 inches, 2 1/8 inches from each side, so that I could fold this closed in the middle and it just meets there in the middle, okay? And like I said, this is Whisper White. Then I decided to use a little bit of this paper, I believe it's retired, called Plaid Tidings, and it's a 6x6, so you could use any designer series paper. You might have some Halloween paper around. You might just want to use colored cardstock that's a fall color. But I decided that I was going to use this, so I'm going to be cutting this in just a moment to mount on my card front. Then I have a another piece of this Plaid Tidings that I'm going to use as a background for the card layer, the card front I'm going to stamp on. And then I used Daffodil Delight with the rectangle die cut. We've got our sentiment out there. Okay, and then I don't know if a couple of weeks ago you saw me use the designer series paper that is free right now with a $50 purchase called Beautifully Penned in the Celebration brochure. I thought this was perfect for Halloween, and I'm going to use that on the inside of the card. And then I have a little label where I've already stamped our sentiment for the evening, and that's going to go inside the card. So let's go ahead and cut our Plaid Tidings first so that we can get the, the layer on the front of the card here. So I'm just going to pull out my paper trimmer. And let's see, I wanted to do... I need 2 sides by 2 inches because these are 2 1/8 inch, and I just want a real thin border. So I'm going to do this 2 inches, and then the length will be 5 3/8 because the card itself is 5 1/2. So I'm just taking off 1/8. So let's go ahead and first cut our 2-inch cut. And since this is 6 by 6, I'll end up with 3 of them, but I only need 2 of them for this card. And we'll go ahead and cut again at 2 inches. And I'll just set the other one aside. And then, as I said, I'm going to do 5 3/8. So it's just a little shy of 5 1/2. It's the mark between 5 1/2. No, let's see. Between 5 1/2 and 5 1/4. So 5 3/8. And let me do that again. Okay. There we go. And I kind of tried to turn the paper the same way so that actually when I mount them on here, they're going to match. Let me show you what I mean. So since I cut them from the same piece of paper, I still don't have that measurement right, but anyway, I'm just going to line them up equidistant. So I would have liked if it would have gone up a little more. So I needed to go more than 5 1/4 instead of less. All right. My husband calls that Tracy math. Some things never change. Oh well. If it bugged you, you could recut it, but it's going to be fine. So once again, I just want to line this up. And I need to just put it up with it all being white. It's hard to see it otherwise. And then press the whole thing down. Okay. Got a little glue in my hands already. All right. Then let's do it on the other side here. I'm using my multi-purpose glue, because that's the one I can slide a little bit when I do these card fronts. And it's nice and sticky. So just put it down, make sure I'm lining it up. Oops, I have it upside down. Remember, I cut it so that it matched. It helps if I put it on the same way then. And it's getting very tacky very quick. So I'm trying to line it up with the center mark, as well as it doesn't want to, it's being very forgiving. All right, let's see here. Last time. Oops. All right, there we go. All right, so then let's go ahead and put the designer series paper inside as well. And I'm just gonna center this in the center of the card here. And this is cut like the size of my usual card fronts or card inserts. All right. And then we've got the rectangle that we can mount inside the card as well. Just trying to do that as straight as I can I thought putting a color in here looked a lot better than, you know, just mounting some white. You could have done that. The other thing is, if you have like these leftover strips, you can, you know, you could make this more decorated on the inside if you wanted to. So that's kind of up to you. Why don't we go ahead and stamp our card front here. So I have just a little, this DSP layer is, let's see, 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then the white one is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 that I can stamp on. I'm going to do Daffodil Delight for our moon. And then I'm going to use black for the witch and the sentiment and the bats. So let's go ahead and just ink up our moon. Get this up here in the corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and just wash that off right away. Okay, and then I'm going to do, let me see, I'm going to let that moon just dry off a little bit. So let me move, I'm done. The only thing I was going to do in my Daffodil Delight was the moon. Now I'm going to go ahead and use my Memento Black. And I'm going to do the bats next while I am waiting for the moon to make sure it's all dry here. So we'll do our bats. I don't know if you've ever heard of something outside of Austin, Texas called the Bat Bridge. I was down visiting my friend that lived in Round Rock, and she took me to the Bat Bridge. And at dusk, more bats than you can absolutely imagine come out of under this bridge to go feed on mosquitoes overnight. And it actually looks like a black ribbon in the sky as these bats fly out of this, under this bridge. I'll tell you, it is loud and just massive. I've just never seen anything like it. So if you ever get a chance and you're there at dusk, I don't know if there's a certain time of year or if it's all year long, but it's really something to see. So anyway, stamping these bats makes me think about that a little bit. So let's get our witch here flying. Kind of by the moon. And then we're going to have a little saying that Batty for you. So let's just get this inked up. I just re-inked my ink pad, so I got to be a little careful because I got a little crazy with it, I think. If you ever put ink on your pad, use a plastic spoon to kind of rub it in and even out the ink across your pad. That usually helps. Just make sure that it's the same across the whole pad and not just real inky in one part and, you know, still dry in another. And then I just wipe it off with a Kleenex, or you can throw the spoon away and just use a different one when you're inking up a different color. All right. So that is our front of the card. And I'm just going to mount that on this piece of Designer Series paper with the glue. Okay, just want that to be on their square. All right, and then let's go ahead and put our sentiment on the inside, and I'm going to use some little mini dimensionals to do that. So they're like our other dimensionals, just smaller, so they fit on this thin sentiment. The label is coming off of it. It kind of stuck on my finger. All right, there we go. And let's put one in the middle. And then just take the adhesive off here. Because this is so thin, I don't think it's going to make the card look funny on the front. I think it's going to be just fine. Let's just go ahead and, I always do it a little bit above center so you have more room to write. Okay. And then we have this. Now, when I'm putting the card front on here, I'm just going to glue it on one side because I want to be able to open this. And so an easy way to do it is kind of look at how you're going to center it. Man, these lines lined up perfectly. That was totally by accident. But anyway, I just take it and flip it over because then I can watch for where I want the glue to go and not, you know, glue over too far. And I am putting this up a little bit because I want to put that ribbon on the bottom. So let's just make sure we get a nice layer of glue on the side here. But keep it on the side so it doesn't go over and glue on top of the other side, because then I'll glue my card shut. So we'll go ahead and line that up and push it down. And the good news is no glue is coming out the edge here. So, all right, and then the one thing that, you know, you could put it in the mail like this if you wanted to, but I really liked having the bow around it. So I just took our glittery, I forgot to shut off that alarm. What is this? Glittered organdy black ribbon. So I'm just going to put it flat around the back and then tie it in the center in a bow. Kind of pull it so my loops are the same, and I actually think I guessed pretty good at the width, and I just wanted that a little bit below where my card front was, so it didn't hide it, but it just decorated it. So there we are. If you like this stamp set and using the plaid tidings, I want you to know that I have a class coming up, not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, which, let's see, it would be the 7th, the 14th, the 21st of September. I'm going to be doing a class, and let me give you a sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing at that class. I'm going to be doing a special candy thing in our mini pizza boxes. And I'm going to show you a little fun thing inside, but you have to go to class in order to learn that. Then I have another fun fold here with our witch. And then, I don't know if you've ever heard of a waterfall card, but this card, now I have to unwaterfall it. I'm going to teach you how to make that card. So this is just the front and then inside. So that card class, like I said, September 21st, and there will be an early bird price. So come back and look at the Plum Crazy Stamping business page on Facebook, I will have a link to register. And I will also be sending this out to my folks on my newsletter so that you'll know about it. And anyway, you'll be all ready for Halloween and have some great ideas. So let me go ahead and flip the camera up here and say thanks so much for joining me tonight. I'm glad that you could be here. There may be a chance that I do Facebook Live early next week on Tuesday because I'll be going to stamp camp. I'll put an announcement on Facebook Live, I'm sorry, not Facebook Live, my business page, to let you know if I plan to do it on Tuesday or Wednesday at 6 o'clock next week. But either day, I look forward to seeing you, and if you need to watch it on Wednesday and I do it on Tuesday, it will be recorded for you. If you have any feedback, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment, and I will respond after the video tonight. And if you watch it on the replay, I will take a peek and respond to those comments as well. So happy stamping, friends. Have a great rest of your evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.